Do you want to know how to get fat? What about brown fat? You actually should, because it has a ton of health benefits, and it's not your regular slabs of white fat around your waistline. Yeah, did you know that your adipose tissue is actually made up of brown fat and white fat? There's also something called beige fat. This channel is about enhancing human life through body-mind empowerment, so I decided to do some research on this topic. In this video, I'm going to explain you how to increase brown fat and how to become a fat-burning beast. What is brown fat? Our adipose tissue serves as a massive pantry for storing calories. Storing fat is actually one of the most important functions of our bodies, because otherwise we would die. Brown adipose tissue, or BAT, or just brown fat, is a part of the adipose tissue, and its main role is thermoregulation. BAT produces heat by shivering muscle as well as non-shivering thermogenesis. It's especially abundant in newborn babies and hibernating animals, but it's also found in adult humans. White adipose tissue, or WAT, or just white fat, is also a part of the adipose tissue, and its main role is to just store energy. It also acts as a thermal insulator that helps to maintain body temperature. Leptin, the satiety hormone, and asparagine, a protein hormone that releases glucose into the bloodstream, get manufactured in fat cells of white adipose tissue. When brown adipocytes contain a lot of smaller lipid droplets and a much higher count of mitochondria, then white adipocytes have only a single droplet, which reduces the ability of white fat cells to produce energy. Instead of having many nuclear reactors like the mitochondria, they only have one. The mitochondria are your cell's power generators that convert oxygen, calories, and heat into energy. They're also the ones that give brown fat its brownish beige color. As you can see, not all fat is bad. For a healthy body, you want to have both brown fat and white fat. However, turns out that white fat is also divided into two categories. Subcutaneous fat is the fat directly underneath your skin, and it's not necessarily dangerous for your health. Visceral fat is the fat surrounding your organs, and this is the harmful one. You can't see visceral fat with your bare eyes, and you may even be a skinny person, but you may still have this unhealthy, dangerous fat inside your body. Funny enough, losing subcutaneous fat, the fat around your waistline, it won't improve your biomarkers. In a study done in 2004, some patients had a liposuction surgery and instantly lost 30 pounds of subcutaneous fat. However, their cholesterol, blood sugar, or triglyceride levels didn't improve. Visceral fat is responsible for diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure much more than body mass index, or BMI. What it means is that an unhealthy lifestyle in general will make your organs become obese.
Get in my belly!
Even when you think you look fit and have a six-pack. What it also means that if you're already overweight and have a ton of belly fat, then you also have a lot of visceral fat. There is no, I'm fat, but I'm fit.
Bullshit.
You're just lying to yourself, you're just fat. White fat isn't all bad, and you need some of it. However, it's safe to say that most people have way too much of it. I'm not telling you have to become like 5% body fat year round. The idea is to just burn off this unhealthy white fat and to convert it into the much more useful and much more empowering brown fat. You have to turn into Batman. God, I just had to do this. Brown adipose tissue, Batman.
I can't do it.
God. Research has shown that brown adipose tissue has a lot of health benefits. It improves glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. It's important for bone density and overall health. Cold exposure activates brown fat and increases adiponectin levels, which are proteins that are associated with increased lifespan in centenarians. High concentrations of adiponectin is also linked with lower levels of C-reactive protein and better metabolic indicators. BAT activation through cold exposure also upregulates fibroblast growth factor 21, or FGF21, which improves longevity. Cold exposure increases irisin, which improves insulin sensitivity, quality of bone mass, and helps to convert white fat into brown fat. Brown fat improves heart health thanks to lowering cholesterol and triglyceride levels. It's also thought that brown fat can take up the triglycerides circulating the bloodstream and burn them off as fuel. Brown fat works almost like muscle tissue. It burns more calories than white fat does, produces energy, generates heat, and sometimes even burns subcutaneous fat for fuel. There's also something called beige fat, which is white fat that has been transformed into fat that looks and behaves similar to our Batman fat. It's like the dying grace of our visceral fat that went over to the dark side and became more brown. Oh my god! The Dark Knight is real!
I'm Batman.
Where is brown fat located? Brown fat is found the most in between the shoulder blades, surrounding the kidneys, the neck, upper chest, and along the spinal cord. Beige fat is distributed throughout the entire adipose tissue. So some brown fat can be found spread throughout your entire body, but stimulating those regions specifically will make you convert more brown fat. So how do you increase brown fat? You probably have guessed it by now. Cold exposure.
Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming.
Cold forces your body to generate more heat to maintain a stable temperature. Bat fat literally starts burning calories to keep you more warm. That's why you start shivering when you're cold, because otherwise you would freeze to death.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
You should start wearing fewer clothes overall so you could improve your body's inner thermoregulation and burn some fat while you're at it.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Taking a cold shower for at least a few minutes is also an amazing daily habit for your health and mindset. Ice baths or cold pools should also be done as a regular thing. It's gonna boost your immune system and make you feel empowered. Winter swimming is next level and you shouldn't do it without supervision, but it's gonna turn all of that fat into bat fat.
Alright everyone, chill.
Exercise. Being physically active can also increase brown fat activity, but it also has positive effect on the other hormones that improve your body composition. Both aerobic and anaerobic training improve mitochondrial density, leading to better energy production. And combining going for a run with a cold weather would be a great strategy.
Strategery.
Get more sleep. Not sleeping properly makes you gain weight and increases blood sugar levels. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, can also affect brown fat. In one study, rats who had higher melatonin also had more activated brown fat. By day, he burns white fat. At night, he converts bat fat. You should definitely improve your sleep hygiene by blocking out blue light in the evening and establish a habitual waking up cycle. And to know about these strategies, get my free ebook Body Mind Empowerment Handbook. What to eat to increase brown fat? Brown fat increases your body's ability to produce its own energy. This means improved burning of your own fat stores and better metabolism. One key ingredient to this is leptin. Leptin is the hormone that controls your hunger signaling. When you eat, you should release leptin and send a satiety signal to your brain telling that you've received enough calories. Being overweight increases leptin levels so that you would start eating less. If you have less body fat, then the brain gets lower amounts of leptin and will thus make you more hungry. However, you can also develop leptin resistance, which means that the brain, it doesn't get the message that it's time to stop eating. You'll continue to overeat because your body doesn't know whether or not you've already have enough fat. Leptin resistance is closely linked with insulin resistance. Insulin resistance stops your cells from taking in glucose from the bloodstream. Excess sugar consumption leads to leptin resistance. Eating a very high fructose diet with over 60% of your calories coming from fruit can also cause leptin resistance. Reducing your lectin consumption will improve leptin sensitivity. Lectins are protective compounds found in plants that can cause gastrointestinal issues, inflammation, and autoimmune conditions. Foods high in lectins are beans, grains, and nightshade. Instead, you can consume some ursolic acid. It can improve glucose tolerance while increasing brown fat. Foods that contain ursolic acid include cranberries, blueberries, plums, prunes, and herbs. Apple skins in particular seem to have a ton of ursolic acid. So when you're eating apples, then you should eat the skin, not the flesh, because flesh is just fructose, whereas all the minerals and vitamins are in the skin.
10 apples up on top.
Now I'm gonna share with you some secret ways of increasing brown fat. They aren't directly linked to this, but they're still connected to BAT activation. It's been found that the deacetylation by the SIRT1 protein causes the browning of white adipose tissue. Sirtuins regulate stressors and longevity of the cells. SIRT1 is down-regulated by insulin resistance. SIRT1 stimulates autophagy, which is the cell's inner cleaning mechanism. So how do you increase SIRT1 expression? Resveratrol increases SIRT1 activity, but not directly. Foods high in resveratrol are the skin of grapes, blueberries, raspberries, and red wine. And yet again, you can see that the skin is where the nutrients are at. You have to get your skin in the game. A compound called quercetin can also trigger sirtuins. It's the medicinal component of many medicinal plants, and it's found in foods like capers, lavage, onions, citrus fruit, apples, green leafy vegetables, and berries. DHA on omega-3 supplementation has been shown to reverse the reduction of SIRT1 genes in rats with brain injury. Caloric restriction activates sirtuins and increases lifespan. Intermittent fasting puts you into ketosis and makes you directly burn fat for fuel. This can help you convert what fat into BAT fat. WTF fat!
Woohoo! Look at that blubber fly!
As you can see, all fat is not the same, and it's not that you can be healthy while just focusing on increasing brown fat.
Batman. One apple. Up on top.
You know, I just take a cold shower and go to the sauna and I'll be fine.
2 apples.
Don't bullshit me.
Your body is a huge superorganism with all of its functions being connected to each other. What you eat determines the composition of your adipose tissue. What activities you do will influence how you'll be using that fat. How you treat your physiology affects the state of your psychology. And it all starts from the micro level. The mitochondria are very tiny, but yet they control almost everything that goes on inside you. But thanks for watching this video. Make sure you click the like, click the subscribe notification bell as well. Thanks for watching. My name is Seem.
Cool party.
Stay BAT fat, stay empowered.